He's married to the woman who escapes at night from the attic. And guess where she comes from?
You read it before?
5 times. Guess.
I don't know.
The West Indies. He came here and married her. I instantly fell in love with that tropical clime where the light is golden and the air is warm. How did Charlotte Brunette know?
She made it up.
She never came here.
She lived on the Yorkshire moors.
I walked amidst the dripping mango trees of my wet garden, amongst the drenched pomegranates and pineapples mosquitoes hum.
She read it in the travelogues of the back of her father's newspaper.
When we're grown up and married, let's still come and meet at the river.
Me thought you was going to England, become a lady.
Promise.
Live in a house so big you get lost, can never get out.
Say we will.
I ain't getting married.
You have to.
Say who?
Everybody. You have to be married. You have to be married if you want to.
My mother ain't married.
But she's got children. How did she? You got to be married to have.
Sometimes you're like a baby. Sometimes you just shove it to be a baby.
Mother, that's right, isn't it? You have to be married to have a baby.
You've pulled it too tight. You've almost made a hole.
That's right, isn't it? You have to be married to have a baby.
Look at that stitch. It's almost twice the size as the one before.
So what?
What did you say?
So what?
Unpick that row and start again.
Mother, are we poor?
Who said that? Who told you that?
Titi.
You are forbidden to speak to Titi again.
She says that we eat saltfish because we've no money for fresh
That's
fish.
enough.
She says we're poor like beggar. She call us white nigger. She say half the village and my brother and sister because grandfather, he had babies with lots of black
Get
legs.
out! Go to your room. You're disgusting.
Liar. You're a liar. I hate you.
This is my wife, whom I married 15 years ago in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Bertha Mason. She is mad. Just how mad you'll see for yourself.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself? I've tried my best, but it's no use. You'll never be like other people.
There it was. I'd always suspected it, but now I knew.
She flew at me like an animal. It was terrifying. There's nothing we can do for her now. I've tried, but it's no use.
Like an animal. Frightening.
Some tambourines and syrup, guava jelly, and cassava cake.
They sent me to the convent on the other side of the island. I would make myself good. I would learn to be like other people. I wept for Jesus and put stones in my shoes to punish myself for evil thoughts. I learned to cover my body when I washed or dressed, even when I was alone. I learned about that most precious possession. That flawless crystal that once broken could never be mended. Once I prayed for a very long time to be dead. The convent was my refuge from myself. Until one afternoon I am told there is a visitor. I am excused from evening prayers. He is disappointed. My eyes are no longer beautiful. I am ugly and awkward and he wishes he never came. The weather is very pleasant today, but tomorrow they say it will rain.
They dress you quite hideously here.
I hope you had a pleasant journey.
If you belonged to me, I would seldom allow you to wear clothes at all.
He knew.
Would you like to belong to me? You would wait on my guests naked, and if you dropped anything, you would be punished.
He'd seen at once that I was not a good girl who would object, but a wicked one who would listen.
How old are you?
14.
Quite old enough to have a lover.
I wrote to my mother. I told her I did not want him to visit me.
Your uncle is extremely kind to make the effort to come to see you. You must take care not to be rude and to wear your best dress and new shoes.
That year he visited me in the convent often, and I waited for him, counted the days.
Love is not about happily ever after. It is about violence. Violence and humiliation. I love you.
How often has he been?
20 times, maybe more.
What did you talk about?
He told me stories.
What about? Were you alone?
We sat in the garden.
What did you wear?
My best dress and new shoes. Mother, I want to
Your
tell
father and I have decided to send you to school in England. It'll be for the best. You can finish your education and then find yourself a husband. Your father and I can't afford to keep you after that.
Where's Mother?
Can't bear the heat. Got a dreadful headache. Locked herself inside with the shutters drawn.
Tell her I... Tell her I... Tell her I... Tell her I... Sagasso, see. Why does it sound so sad? There are some words that are too sad to say. Like mountain. Or mother. Sagasso, see. They say that there are weeds. You can't see them from above. They grow beneath the surface. Wrap themselves around. They can pull whole ships down or make you turn in circles and drag you back the way it came. England. It was as if a curtain had fallen, hiding everything I had ever known. The colours were different, the smells different. I watched it through the train window, divided into squares like pocket handkerchiefs. A small, tidy look it had. Everywhere fenced off from everywhere else.
This is the dormitory. You're expected to make your bed every morning. Breakfast is at 6:30, lessons begin at 8. You're not allowed to speak unless spoken to by a teacher. You are forbidden to run or walk abreast in the school building. If you leave the school, you must wear a hat and gloves. No running or shouting in the school grounds. If you leave the school, you must have written permission.
You want me to take you somewhere you've never been before?
If you do as you're told,
Yes, I know.
and follow the rules, I'm sure we'll get along fine.
Yes. Yes, yes. Everywhere white people. Even the cleaners and the lady who mended our clothes were white. And I soon discovered that I was a curiosity. They would ask me to repeat words and then fall about laughing. My voice, my hairstyle, everything about me was different. I couldn't ride a bicycle, or play hopscotch, or name a matinee idol. Schools mostly spent copying from the board. A great deal of attention was paid to our spelling and punctuation, the content of the story never mentioned. For that term, we were studying Jane Eyre.
Just a few moments, Jane. That is all I ask. Just a few moments and you shall see how the case stands. I arrived a young man in the West Indies full of excitement out on the open seas. I fell instantly in love with the tropical clime where the light is golden and the air warm. Mangoes grow on the trees there, Jane. There are flowers that open at night and blaze like fire. It was as if I had arrived in paradise. She was an exquisite creature, raised to enchant, to seduce, to entice. A marriage took place before I knew it. We were only married a few weeks before I discovered her true nature. I found her taste obnoxious, her mind low. She would get drunk and erupt into outbreaks of a violent and unreasonable temper. She had an appetite for every kind of excess, and yes, for other men.
Thank you, Jilly. Ella?
I lived with that woman for 4 years, at the end of which the doctors declared her mad. She was shut up in her bedroom and tended by a nurse. You could hear her curses night and day. No harlot ever had a fouler vocabulary than she.
So, Ella, you and Bertha Mason come from the same corner of the globe. Hacksatt explains a few eccentricities. Well, next week, 400 words and use of flower imagery in chapter 42.
Whether beast or human being, one could not tell. It groveled on all fours. It snatched and growled like some strange wild animal. But it was covered in clothing. A quantity of dark, grizzled hair hid its face. What is she doing here? She lives here. But I don't want her here. I traveled 5,000 miles to get away from her. How did she
You brought her here.
I must get away. As soon as I can. Get away! Away!
I must get away as soon as I can. Get away! Get away! The Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. It was written above the door in beautiful curling letters. Must get away! Away! At last, I thought, my life was about to begin.
Dear all, having a wonderful time. Today we learned how to die. You fall forward if you're stabbed from the back, backwards if you're stabbed from the front, and straight down if you stab yourself. We also learned how to laugh using backwards very quickly down the scale.
Take your place, please. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I!
Oh, what a rogue and
Oh, what a rogue!
oh, what a rogue!
Oh!
Oh!
That'll be all for today.
I'm sorry, I can't sing.
I'm afraid if that accent isn't gone by the end of the term, you will have to leave.
Leave? But I only just got here.
It would be irresponsible for us to encourage you further.
Well, I'm sure that I can.
With that voice, you may get a job in a circus, let alone a theatre.
Well, what is it? What's wrong with it?
Frankly, you sound like a nigger.
Your father and I are most distressed to hear about your recent dismissal. It confirms my doubts of the whole business of what's going on the stage.
The best you can do now is find yourself a husband, a professional, not a gambler or a drinker. Try to make the most of yourself. Stand up tall and don't talk too much or laugh too loud. You have red in your hair, so be careful how you dress, no scarlet or pink. Stay out of the sun or your freckles will come out like a rash. Your profile is too pronounced, so avoid being seen from the side. If you offer an opinion, do so.
Domne chase kukesa, domne chase kukesa. We Dominic.
How tall are you?
5'3".
Small, but pretty enough. Age?
18.
Let's see your legs. No need to look so miserable. You're hardly Tetrazzini. But you've got yourself the job. You'll be paid 35 shillings a week, 5 extra mayonnaise. It's a copy of the London show, so be sure to match as many times as you can. Even 2 weeks rehearsal, you don't pick it up quick, you're out. Just 2 of a company's tour in the country, 3 nights in each town. And luggage travels ahead with senior.
Yes, thank you.
Don't tell the other girls you went to drama school. They might not like it.
35 shillings a week. 20 for lodgings. 6 for travel. 3 for food. 1 for stockings. That leaves.
Thank God for matinees.
Moon
you, mischief making fool, what are you doing there? You seem like a fairy dream in the midnight air. When I look at you, I always know you will shoot me with your silver bow. Just as soon as the daylight's gone, will you step like me, the foolish sort of me, coming home? I'm such a single little
That lady smiled at me today, said good morning. Bet she puts it on the bill.
Good morning, 2 shillings. Good morning, smart, 2 shillings and a sixpence.
Sunday night we arrived at the toughest joint of roast beef you've ever tried to cut with a knife. Thank goodness that's over, I thought. But no, Monday it's warmed up. Tuesday, mince. Wednesday becomes shepherd's pie. Thursday, stew. Friday, soup. Saturday, I think surely to God it'll be something else. But no, I've saved a little bit for you.
Letter from London. Swank your heart in.
Ooh, decent club. Which? Brooks. Who's it from? He came backstage at Southsea. Wants to take me out tomorrow night after the show. So you're busy.
Say having supper with a friend.
So you're free Saturday week when we're in Holloway. Get to see Brooks. They always spend more money at the weekend.
I just bought some new stockings. Cost me almost